Welcome back to Vampire the Masquerade, Coteries of New York. So last we left off, we were going back to Hope to do her side quest. So let's continue, shall we? When you get to the internet cafe, Hope is already waiting out front. The sight catches you off guard. A part of you suspected that she might be more of a shut-in. My haven is my castle type. At the Schumacher 2002. Perfect timing. We need to go for a ride. Get in, get in, get in. She doesn't wait for your response and jumps behind the wheel of a lavender vintage roadster instead. The engine starts roaring expectantly, causing everyone's head to turn. Not wanting to attract needless attention, you quickly slip into the backseat of the car. The moment you shut the door behind you, the vehicle sets off, tires screeching. At Auto 100 real quick. Sorry for not bringing you up to speed first. But hey, this is NYC. Everyone's always in a rush. And this is even more true when you're kindred. Ooh, I love the inside of this fucking car. This is... Oh, she's got a little kitty, like, cat mask thing. Girl, it's cute. And little pickup jack there, or jack. I like this car. I wish this was the inside of my car. At the bussy work. Now allow me to take care of some business, and I'll be right with you. Even as she's zooming through traffic, she's still on her phone, of course. Nice car. How do you afford that? At vroom vroom beep beep. Thank you! The lavender really brings out its character, doesn't it? At the pussy work. About affording things in the city. It's pretty hard. You got to be at the top of your game at all times. At the pussy work. Might as well explain my business plan to you while I'm at it. At Discuss BTC. So another extremely online malc based in New York goes by the name of Dev/Null. Told me to Google Ethereum a few years ago. That's how I got into Bitcoin. At Discuss BTC. And I found a new religion, 23-year-old selling visions of governments replaced by benign code and decentralized consensus. Yes, cat. Mess is ruled by algorithms as just as the law of physics. At Discuss BTC, it hit man-child investors trying to shape their realities through sheer fanatical zeal and dedicated collectors of things as abstract as rare as SHA-256 decryptions. Her driving style is far more aggressive and dangerous than you're comfortable with. Is it just you, or does she peek into the rearview mirror more often than she looks straight ahead? At Discuss BTC, a hyper-speculative environment where nothing has real value, only abstract beliefs matter, and your life savings can be ruined by a single bullshit tweet. How could I refuse the allure? At Discuss BTC, I started buying low and selling high on a variety of shady 24/7 exchanges that allowed me with 100 times leverage. As in, they lend me 100 times the capital I could bet with. At Discuss BTC, I got lucky at the beginning and kept the ball rolling, shorting and longing impulsively, recklessly. I got to the point where I became too big to fail, and that's when I cashed out. The car comes to an abrupt halt. You bump up against the seat in front of you. At the 0 to 0, at the 100 to 0 real quick. Okay, the story will be continued later. We're here, right at our first stop. I'll need you to do me a favor. What favor? At young, hot, petite, petiting in you. Nothing too difficult. Literally jump in, jump out kind of deal. I'm not gonna read every screen name. It's kind of like just populating. It's hard to read some of them. See that weird guy at Yankees cap standing around the corner? Approach him. Tell him you're at young hot petite Indian. Take the phone he gives you and bring it here. Get going, honey. It's illegal to bark here. You jump out of the car and approach the man Hope has pointed out.
Yes, Cat.
Not a lot you can tell about him based on his appearance, aside from the fact he seems pretty shady. The guy assumes a comically threatening pose as you approach him. The hell do you want? I'm at young, hot, petite, Indian. I don't know how to say that last word. Oh, no offense, but I kinda expected a girl. I mean, no, yeah, my bad for assuming. Damn. He takes a phone out of his pocket and covertly passes it to you. Everything has been repaired and preloaded according to your instructions. Should take about 2 minutes to transfer the data. Now get out of here. The man walks away with an exaggerated hip-hop gait. You jump back into Hope's car. She immediately steps on the gas. You got the phone. You're the best. Pass it to me, please. She connects the two smartphones using a cable and begins some sort of data transfer. Looks like it's an identical model. After a minute or so, the process is complete. All right. Goodbye, lovely. You've served me well. Hope opens the car window, grabs her old phone. You're not an expert enough to recognize the exact model, but it definitely looks like it had an $800 price slapped on it, and tosses it out the window. Surprised, you look behind you and see a car in the opposite lane run over the abandoned device. Hope notices your quizzical look. I'll read when it's a different... How about I'll read when it's a different screen name, but I'll just continue the conversation without reading it every time. Until it changes. At off-the-grid lifestyle, I've been needing a lot of burner phones lately, and I'm not going to use some cheap piece of shit. So it's, pretty expensive necessity. Intersection, red light. She takes advantage of the moment to shoot a driving selfie that strategically excludes her face and upload it to Instagram. You notice her handle there is Versace Beauty? Versace? I don't know how to say that. I discuss BTC. Now, I was telling you a story. You were cashing out. Cashing out. At Discuss PTC, right. At some point toward the end of 2017, I become convinced I needed to cash out. There was no way the bubble was going to last forever. I always knew there would be no grapes of wrath for the cryptocurrency era. It would have to be a series of profoundly antisocial, disconnected events. The whole crypto culture was decentralized church of lone millennials who rejected all established modern values and kept atoning for the original sin of not buying Bitcoin back in 2013. Another abrupt, last-second turn. You are pressed against the window. What the hell is it with her driving style? Bet the life you never wanted to live anyway, and get a chance to win a priceless pile of nothing. Untether yourself from all worldly desires. Find joy in suicidal ideation. To this day, money holds no real value for me. It's an abstract as a video game score, a bunch of numbers on the screen. This joyless world changed me forever. I knew I had to escape. At wealth, however. So I took my piles of fictional dollars to a new arena. Elite NYC social circles. Not because I wanted to scam them and make more, but because I wanted to finally have some goddamn fun. At wealth, however. I mean, of course I had to scam them in the process, but it was only in service of becoming something more than a star. A constellation. Another abrupt stop. this time next to the entrance of a shifty-looking back alley. At Leaky Gut Syndrome. Alright, friend. This time you're at Leaky Gut Syndrome. Whistleblower extraordinaire. Whenever a press sneak fuck wants a leak, you've got it. Got it. Sorry for putting you out there in my place, but I only personally contact people as a last resort. Gets harder to protect my identity each time I show my face. And since I've got you, other man is waiting for you in this back alley. He's paying back a favor with a flash drive containing crucial information we need to stay safe in the city. Yes, cat. Retrieve it. I will circle the area. Make sure we aren't in danger right now. When you're done, get back here and I'll pick you up. Everything clear? Good. You exit the car and see it drive away in a hurry, then head into the narrow passageway. Sure enough, there's a man waiting for you at the end of the back street. Unshaven, wearing wrinkled clothes with a nervous eye tick. He looks even dodgier than the last guy you met. When you approach, he gives you a mean look. You lost or something? Let's see. I'm at Leaky Gut Syndrome, but we're just gonna be direct. You said you've got a little something that might interest me. Of course, of course. Straight to the point, aren't you? Alright then. Clumsily, he produces a USB stick from his front shirt pocket and holds it before your face. When you reach out to take it, he pulls his hand back and gives you a sly grin. Getting all this data was risky, you know. Miss Montgomery is an unusually secretive person. Digging up dirt on her took more effort than I expected. Effort that should be rewarded, I think. The more you ask around about her, the more you expect a letter saying, give up your injuries, which are completely useless. Or inquiries, injuries, what? Give up your injuries! Give up your inquiries, which are completely useless. At your doorstep. Perhaps attached to a severed cat head. You catch my drift. The secrecy surrounding her screams, friends in high places, brave new world order, Illuminati shit, you know? Makes me think I deserve some hazard pay. What do I do? Oh, fuck! Okay, we're gonna start walking away. You try to imagine what Hope would do if she were in your place. Then you simply turn away and start walking back where you came from, calmly, wordlessly, no negotiations. Just as you're about to walk out of his sight, you hear an annoyed grunt behind you. Alright. I shouldn't have put you on the spot like that. My bad, okay? Get back here. You turn around and look at the journalist expectantly. He sighs and extends the hand holding a flash drive towards you again. You take it. Oh yeah, one more thing. I'm not really sure what it's about, but one of my informants claims you might be interested in this. He reaches into his inner jacket pocket and presents you with something wholly unexpected. It's a bag of blood, labeled simply as ABRH negative. You take a closer look, but that doesn't answer any of the questions that just appeared in your mind. You peek into the journalist's cold, blue eyes and see them twitch uncontrollably. Don't ask me. They said you'll know what to do with it. Leaky gut. Come on, take it. We're going to... you know what? This game, Lamar here, he's gonna take every feeding opportunity, so we're gonna drink his blood. I'll take whatever I want, twitchy eye. He's only conscious long enough to manage one step backwards. A second later, your fangs are already sunk deep into his neck. His blood has a certain unpleasant je ne sais quoi quality to it, and a bitter aftertaste. But it's very strong and quickly intoxicating. And that's my cat. Playing with her ball. Right as I'm recording. Because she has to, right? She's taking a nap when I started, but now she's got to get up and play with her ball. Okay, back to this recording with hot ambiance. As you finish your meal, you feel consumed by euphoria. Having temporarily satisfied your hunger, you put the collapsed man against the wall and look him over one last time. You found him fishy and trusted your instincts. Might be hard to explain this to Hope, but you don't feel like you've done anything wrong. Every fiber of your vampiric existence screamed that the journalist was absolutely not to be trusted. The blood bag your victim was carrying fell on the ground during your assault. Pick it up. You casually pick it up and leave the alley the way you came. Hope's car appears behind the corner just as you walk out onto the street. It doesn't even fully stop when you approach, but slows down just enough so that you can jump in. The moment you close the door, she leans into the gas pedal with her full strength, causing the engine to roar. Her driving style definitely doesn't reflect how laid back she seems as a person. At least gut syndrome. We've got it. You throw the flash drive onto the seat next to her. At least gut syndrome. Perfect. Any problems? How did the meeting go? You relate the entire back alley encounter to her. Toward the end of the story, you notice she's not staring at the road or her phone, but directly at your face. The realization startles you. At the Bloody Mary and Adderall, you've got that bag of blood with you? You place it on the seat next to her. She peeks at the label. She looks at it again. Then she steps on the brakes. At the vulgar fuck! 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 I'm okay. She grabs both the bag and the flash drive you've obtained and throws them out the window. Looks like that's her favorite method of taking care of problems. At Bloody Mary and Adderall. That the bag was a message. AB negative used to be my blood type. It's the rarest one found in less than 1% of the United States population. Glad you didn't drink it. Who knows what they've done to the bag? Some NYC vets can tell you wild stories about using irradiated blood to locate and kill other kindred. You admit you did feed on the man who gave you the bag instead. Good for you, I suppose. I don't think they've done anything to his blood. That would be some kind of 5-dimensional chess move. But yeah, this contact is compromised and needs to be cut off. Goodbye, my journalist frenemy, and goodbye, dear leaky gut syndrome. You've both outlived your usefulness. After a brief period of hesitation, she deletes the whistleblower extraordinaire account and sighs. At Bloody Mary and Adderall. Another one bites the dust. At Wealth Hather. I've got another story to finish. I was talking about Bitcoin and then... where did I stop? Constellation. Coming a constellation. At the Wealth Haver. Alright. You know who saw the real face of the city? Anna Delvey. Ever heard of her? A Russian working-class girl born as Anna Sorokin. She moved to New York in 2013 and convinced everyone that she was this insanely rich trust fund kid, a wealthy German heiress. Manhattan elites totally fell for it, and they bought it for years while she swindled them. She only got arrested in 2017 after having stolen almost $300,000. Sorokin created her Delvey persona out of thin air, convinced everyone that she was going to set up an art fund, and kept tasting all of life's finest pleasures while being basically broke. She even made up a fake family financial advisor, then killed him off when she became a liability. And apparently, most of her rich victims never admitted to being scammed out of shame. By now you're sure the way she scrutinizes her surroundings, her reckless driving, she's trying to escape somebody. Now Delvy's locked up with her murderers and Rikers, writing her memoirs, apparently picking a lot of fights. Bless her heart, she'll forever be an inspiration. But I have more advantages than she ever did. I have my own considerable funds, and I can rely on many more made-up people than just some old-ass financial advisor. A whole bunch of fake content creators and influencers that every rich dumbass wants to get in touch with and collaborate. Makes it super easy to earn more money than I invest. You've seen it firsthand, but as a deceiver and a deceived, it's a city of illusions. Make non-existent money, come up with a fictional status, play nonsensical Camarilla games. And one day, you might just find yourself at the top, alright? Or reaching our last stop. You look around, you're coming up on a parking garage. At Devil Woman Doctor, you're gonna take an elevator to the 70th floor. Give the masked man you meet in front of the door this memory card. Contains an art house movie I've made. You mean a vampire movie? By art house, you mean vampire movie? A Devil Woman Doctor. Yes, a movie you've seen me rehearsed in my haven. You didn't think I was doing that just for show, did you? I found some filthy rich Manhattan powders who'll pay a fortune for a convincing vampire cam show. I don't need money, but their IT industry connections gave me an idea. When we give them this memory card, we'll gain access to tech that should allow us to take on my biggest enemy in the city. So your nickname this time is going to be... a crash. You are momentarily dazed and can immediately understand what happened. The first thing you know for sure is, if you were still a normal human being, you'd be dead for sure. You replay the last few seconds in your head. The other car appeared out of nowhere and crashed into Hope's vehicle at the maximum speed it was able to achieve in this closed-off space. The driver has already managed to kick open the mangled door next to him and stumble out of his seat. Now he wordlessly approaches the trunk and takes a large caliber silenced pistol out of it. He starts approaching the lavender wreck of Hope's car, obviously ready to finish the job that he started. You have to be fast and violent. It's you or him now. Celerity, outrun his gun. Your instincts take over. The world stops moving just as you start running. He can see you, of course, but not as a well-defined shape. It's a blur, and its speed is faster than his aim. It gets closer to him. He's scared. It's next to him. He's terrified. A series of superhumanly swift punches ruptures his body in all sorts of horrifying ways. His world briefly turns into an ocean of agony, and then disappears forever. You stand above the gunman's body trying to calm yourself and your killer instincts. That's when you hear her voice. It's same, but unironically. Hope slithers out of her car and sees you standing over your assailant. Huh, you did pretty good. She approaches the body of the driver you killed and kicks it so she can take a better look at it. Upon seeing the front of the corpse, she lets out an annoyed grunt. Knew it would be this asshole. He's been following us all day, and I know just who he belongs to. Even before she's done talking, she's already trying to reach someone through a video call. Eventually, she succeeds. You see a nonchalant woman in a business casual on her smartphone screen. Kara Montgomery, how may I help you? Kara, at vulgar. Kara. Hope. Didn't expect you to ever reach me through this channel. Have you thought things through? Wait, did something happen? Aunt Volger, did something happen? Your fucking ghoul just tried to kill me, you crazy bitch! That's what the fucking happened! Calm yourself, for Christ's sakes. This is a baseless accusation. I know he's from Double Spiral. He's been working at your motherfucking company. Come on. You know I can't be held responsible for the independent actions of my subordinates. Why don't we just meet up and talk it? Oak disconnects the call and instantly blocks Kara from contacting her. Aunt Volker, you corporate shitheads, you make me sick. Tired, she turns her gaze to the dead ghoul. Unhaul back, woman. I'll dispose of him. Help me put him in my car. 30 seconds later, his body is laying on the back seat of the lavender-colored wreck. Okay, good. You take a look at the scene of carnage in front of you. Every second we're here gets us closer to a serious Masquerade violation. I'll have to exchange my palm, the already masterpiece, for the goods some other time. She gets behind the wheel and you follow her inside the car. And holla back, woman. Meet me in my heaven when I tell you it's safe. For now, I need to dump this asshole somewhere, get my car fixed, and plan our counterattack. You guide Hope to your own haven. She drops you off, and before she leaves, she makes what's about to come perfectly clear. That's me. If we want to survive in this city, Gara Montgomery needs to die. She disappears into traffic, and you disappear into your place. Oh, shit! This is intense. Alright. I guess we're doing Somebody's Watching Me Part 2. Last time you failed to resolve the situation with your stalker. You have to get a handle on that one way or another. You're in your haven when the intercom rings. Answering cautiously, you hear an older male voice. Hello? I'm calling because a friend asked me to come by and offer you my services. Who's this friend? Better not talk about that on the intercom. Secrets are secrets. The man sounds strangely excited, breathing hard. I need something to go on. She told me not to talk about these things in public. I know you're one of them. Please, it's alright. I don't mind. You can drink with me. You understand what I mean. A man you've never seen before is paying a visit to an apartment not many people know of, offering for you to feed from him. I don't drink with people I've never met. Don't worry, we can meet. Silence. A minute passes and you hear a knock on the door to your haven. You cautiously open the door. A stranger looks at you sheepishly. He's in his 30s, dressed in a clean business suit. He looks moderately successful, someone you could meet at an investment bank. I'm sorry, I didn't want to intrude, so that's why I called from downstairs. Come in. You know what? Come in. I was hungry anyway. The man looks comically satisfied as you usher him into your haven. He barely waits for you to close the door before he loosens the collar of his shirt, closes his eyes, and bares his neck in quivering expectation. You look at the man, taken aback by such forwardness. Figuring that you didn't invite the man here for a chat, you lean closer, take him by the shoulders, and sink your fangs into him. This is not an unpleasant way to feed, you reflect as the blood flows into your mouth. The food comes to your door of its own volition. The man moans as you drink from him, lost in the ecstasy of the kiss. It feels a little unseemly, but it would be churlish, I don't know, to begrudge him his pleasures. Taking care not to drink too much, you let go of the man after licking his wounds closed. Suddenly, you're startled by a surprising sight. A woman not very old, strangely dressed, is looking at you intently, only an arm's length away. Before you can react, the mysterious woman opens your front door and vanishes from sight, leaving you to wonder whether you really saw her at all. As you stare confused, the man you drank from slips out of your haven and into the hallway, staggering a little from the effects of the kiss. You close your door, wondering what that was all about. At least you got to feed, if nothing else. I don't think I did that right. Alright. Let's do Juno and Agathon. Juno, the notes. You find the mystery of Agathon's research tantalizing enough to pay him a visit. You know what to expect when you return to the small bookstore serving as Agathon's haven. The cacophony of occult imagery assaults you from the book covers displayed on the window, but under the fake facade there's something real. This time, the Buddhas and the satanic Bibles of the storefront seem almost funny, or perhaps you've just started to tune into the dry humor of these Tremere. You've just started to tune into the dry humor of these Tremere. Okay. Just as you're about to ring the doorbell, the door opens and Agathon storms out. You step aside just in time to avoid having him stumble into you. Lamar, what are you doing here? I came to help you. Unlike last time. Okay, fine. You're right. Follow me. As he turns to go, Agathon almost looks pleased that you're here. Agathon walks to his car with you in tow. It didn't occur to you last time, but it's a surprisingly pedestrian vehicle. An aging mid-sized family sedan. You imagine what it would look like with a baby seat in the back. Opening the door on the driver's side, Agathon notices your look. Laugh all you want, but it's inconspicuous and practical. You sit in the car and Agathon starts driving in his usual careful style. At least you'll never be stopped by traffic cops. It seems Agathon is not interested in small talk. I'll stay silent for now. You decide that it's best to let Agathon drive in peace. Agathon is very comfortable driving in silence. You look out the window, wondering at the ordinary lives of the people you pass by. Suddenly, Agathon snaps you out of your reverie. Let me ask you something, Lamar. Do you enjoy the hunt? Yeah, I'd say we do. Of course, I thought all kindred did. I mean, maybe feel guilty sometimes, but it's such a rush. Not all kindred enjoy it, but you're right, most do. There's something melancholy in Agathon's voice that you can't quite parse. You exit Manhattan over the Brooklyn Bridge and soon reach the site of the nightclub that seems to be your destination. It's on the riverfront, a converted former warehouse. After Agathon parks the car, it's time for you to enter the nightclub. You glance at the Tremere, evaluating him. Why? It's obvious this is not his kind of place. Oh, okay. Oh, poor Agathon! He's a shy boy. It's not your kind of place, not exactly, but you've probably been here and just forgotten it. For a bunch of perennially... Can't say that word. Perennially? I'm not gonna be able to say it. Penniless art types. Like, in the comments, if whoever's watching this, if you know how to say it, please correct me on how to say it. I would love to learn how to pronounce these words, and even the definition of them. Archetypes. Your friends were always good at trawling through every gutter in search of a high. There's a good chance the research... There's a good chance the research notes are here. Let's go. Let's not waste any time. Excellent. There's a line into the club. It looks like a popular night, even if based on the crowd, this is not exactly a place for supermodels and celebrities. Let's charm the bouncer. You walk up to the man at the door and smile. Hey, you remember me, right? Mind if we go in? The bouncer looks at you, taken in by your supernatural charisma. It doesn't matter whether he really remembers you or not. Sure, go right in. Have a great night. You walk into the club, ignoring all the people standing in line. The music beats down on you, bringing with it memories of a human existence. The first time you went dancing with friends. When you flirted with someone on the dance floor. This time it's different. You're a predator and everyone around you is prey. Tightly packed, twitching sacks of blood and tissue. You sense the emotions all around you, blood tinted with happiness, lust, rage, jealousy, love, a buffet of sensations. Focus. Keep an eye out for trouble while I look for what we came to find. You nod and follow Agathan through the throng, trying to ignore all the warmth, flesh, and circulating blood around you. Okay, we're gonna focus on helping Agathan. Although I did say earlier that we would do a refeeding opportunity, but I feel like Agathan would get kind of pissed if we did it. But we're doing it! You decide that the opportunity to feed has been handed to you, and it would be trulish. Trulish? What is this word? Cruelish. Cruelish. I'm just gonna say cruelish. To refuse. A young Latino man is dancing close to a beautiful, drugged-out girl. She takes his face in her hands and kisses him on the mouth. You slide close to them and sink your teeth into the man's neck. He moans from the pleasure of the kiss, and the girl assumes it's because of her. You check to see that nobody's watching and lick the wound closed before disengaging and returning to look for Agathan. You find a young, intense woman pointing a finger at his face. Agathan, you traitor. Don't you dare stand between me and what's mine. You look at the woman in surprise. Her appearance stands in contrast with the anger in her words. Juno, you know Aisling will not let you live with the notes. Perhaps she won't let you live at all. Juno pulls close to Agathan's face, the stage whisper loudly enough for you to hear her over the music. You're still so brainwashed that you care about what Aisling fucking Sturbridge wants. I'm done jumping through her hoops. I don't know what I saw in you, Agathan. You're such a lapdog. Whoa, she's your ex, dude. Brainwashed? What do you mean brainwashed? Are you brainwashed, Agathan? Agathan looks around the dimly lit crowd, clearly too exasperated for words. That's what they do in the pyramid. Recruit us into loyal little soldiers for the Council of Seven, but no more. That's not the same thing as brainwashing. I work with Aisling out of my free will. Are you seriously telling me that Aisling asked your permission before she turned you into a fucking vampire? Agathan winces visibly at the word vampire. Fortunately, the loud beat of the music drowns out Juno's voice. That would make her unique among our kind. Whoa, is that transition? They sure as fuck didn't ask me. Actually, many vampires embrace only after asking for permission. This is so like you, Agathan. You just can't let anything go without making one of your little corrections. Juno, please. Juno steps back, suddenly cold, ignoring the people dancing all around. She stares hard at Agathan. The past is past. The traditions are dead to me. You won't stop me, Agathan. I'll make sure that here and now you know I have the power. No, Juno, please. These voices, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to everyone who's listening. Agathan sounds panicked. He's not worried about his own survival, but of the possibility that Juno is going to unleash a genuine masquerade breach. Let's calm Juno down. Calling on the powers of your blood, you step closer to Juno, between her and Agathan. Agathan was being an asshole. Don't hurt yourself just to get back at him. He's not worth it. Juno looks you in the eye, and you can see that she's tired and scared. Defecting from the Chimera is not easy or safe. You're right. She turns to go, then stops and glances back at you. You should pick better friends. With that, Juno walks through the oblivious dancers toward the exit. Looking around, you realize that Agathan didn't stay to witness your exchange with Juno. Instead, he worked his way around the dancing crowd looking for the notes using his arcane methods. After Juno was gone, he returns shaking his head. The notes were here, but not anymore. It's possible someone grabbed them, one they hunted here. After making sure Juno was nowhere to be seen, you and Agathan push your way back outside. Outside, you walk to Agathan's car and drive back over the Brooklyn Bridge to Manhattan, heading for Agathan's haven. Juno mentioned some very personal things. I trust your discretion in not discussing those things with Aisling. Of course. Your love life is your business. Thank you. After a while, you reach Agathan's haven and he parks the car. You walk to the occult bookstore and Agathan invites you inside. The smell of incense insults you as before, making you grateful you don't have to breathe. You follow Agathan upstairs to find Aisling Sturbridge in an armchair reading an old book. She puts a bookmark in place as you come in. You were successful, I hope. No, I'm sorry. The notes were there at some point, but not anymore. That's a shame. I hope you don't run out of time. How did Sophie's little protege do? Agathan turns to look at you. Well, surprisingly well. That's a surprise. I'll have to compliment Sophie on her choice. We met Juno. Fortunately, she couldn't find the notes either. That's interesting. The High Regent turns to look at you. What was your impression of Juno, fledgling? Driven. She's very driven, motivated. I don't think she'll desist easily. You're probably right. Juno could have made a great member of our house in different circumstances. Instead, she became a headache. You'll understand it if you have a child of your own some night, fledgling. Anyway, I have some things to discuss with Agathan. Run along now. You leave the occult bookstore, the cheesy mystical music still in your ears as you walk away. You wonder about what happened with Juno. Why is she so anxious to leave her clan? Can she really do that? Could you leave Sophie's service if you wanted to? Good questions. Well, I think this is where we're going to end it for tonight. Thank you for watching.